Who is the best loosehead prop on planet Earth? Well, I mean, yeah, it probably is going to be that one. So, in fact, should we just call it a day? Should we just leave it there and move on to the next? No, of course not. I'll do the full top 10, even though we probably know where this one might be going. The player power rankings are back. This is something I do a couple of times a year to chart the best players on the planet, position by position, from 1 to 15, and just get into a proper discussion, the sort of one you'd have down the pub or in your local rugby club. So join me there in the chat down below and tell me who you think the best loosehead props are. I'm going 10 to 1. And hey, look, my criteria for this are current and recent form, so the rugby we've seen more recently. I'm basing it kind of on international rugby, so if you're not eligible to play international rugby or you haven't played international rugby, I'm not really counting you in this because that's the stage on which you prove yourself. I'm also taking into account historic form, so a player's whole body of work, and also a bit of gut feeling as well. And the reason for that is so that the lists don't change massively each time I do it. And we can actually build a story over time of the rise of some players from young pretender to the best in the world and the top dog on their decline as well. And we definitely are seeing a bit of that. Let's get into loosehead prop then. This is what it looked like last time. Nche was number 1. There have been some changes, let me tell you. And I'm going to rattle through the top 10 right now. Like I say, let me know what you think in the chat down below. At number 10, Gallo is down a couple of spots. His last game of rugby was in July. He's and Argentina properly missed him through the Rugby Championship, didn't they? They need props badly. He's got a lot of rugby still to play. 26, he's got time to go back up this list. A fun bus of a rugby player. A big grinning cube of a rugby player. Brilliant ball carrier. He can scrummage as well. But partly because he hasn't played much rugby. Gallo, down 2. Cyril Baille, down 6 spots. What a wonderful player. Back in 2023, when I first did this, I had him at number 2. Then I had him at number 3 through 2024. For a number of reasons, he plummets down the list now. He's lost his starting spot in the French national team to Jean-Baptiste Gros. Still an excellent player. Missed the November series last year, didn't play in July because he plays for Toulouse and they were busy winning the top 14. So he hasn't had that much international rugby, and that he has had in the Six Nations, he was on the bench. So Cyril Baille, still a brilliant player, would start for many other countries. He's at number 9. And the guy who has now got the starting job for France is in the list. First appearance in the top 10 for Jean-Baptiste Gros. Or to do the translation, that is Jean-Baptiste Big. And he is a big man. 37 caps, which surprised me actually when I saw he's got that many, because it feels like the last year or so has been a real breakout. He's got the starting job for France. He's had 18 starts out of those 37 caps. Most of those starts have been in the last year. And here's the thing, he's only 26. He is one of the rising stars in the number 1 jersey in World Rugby. Brilliant ball carrier. Really good scrummager. Class act. So Jean-Baptiste Gros, number 8. Dropping a couple of spots is Pierre Schoeman. He was at number 5 last time. He'll be disappointed. I mean, he'll be delighted that he went on the Lions tour, but he'll be a little bit disappointed that he didn't have more impact when he was there. Didn't get a test start. Didn't get in the matchday squad behind Ellis, Genge and Andrew Porter. And yeah, so he drops a couple of spots. But look, he's still number 7 on the list of the best loosehead props in the world. And he's still ace and still got plenty of rugby to play, 31 years young. To number 6, Tamaiti Williams, drops down a couple of spots as well. The youngest on the list at 25. I thought 2025 might be the year that the Mighty Williams, I thought it might be the year that he sort of hits the accelerator a little bit. But he is only 25, and I just have to keep reminding myself of that. Props don't come into their prime until their late 20s, early 30s. And he is a giant human being, 140 kilos. And do you know what? Tamaiti Williams is number 1. He's number 1 on the list of best haka faces. He's amazing at it. So he's got that going for him. He drops down a couple of spots, but he is at number 6. He's been overtaken by Angus Bell. I mean, he's been used exclusively from the bench for Australia in 2025. Every match he's played, he's been wearing the number 17 jersey. But in most of those games, he has come off the bench at half-time and absolutely ripped into teams. Sometimes a little bit creaky at scrum time. However, his ball carrying is the best in World Rugby for a loosehead prop. His match-winning try against Argentina, such an important part of a resurgent Australia. He's 130 kilos as well. He's a big old unit, is Angus Bell. Got a lot of time for him. He's the number 5. Let's go inside the top 5 then. And at number 4, Ethan de Groot. Which, again, like in Afrikaans, that would be, or I don't know if it's in Dutch or Flemish, I don't know. But Ethan the Big. You've got Jean-Baptiste Gros, Jean-Baptiste Big, and Ethan the Big as well. So, yeah, he's started 9 tests for New Zealand in a row, which tells a story in itself. Because if you start in any position for New Zealand that regularly, you're a very good rugby player. He missed most of the November series last year with injury, but in 2025, an ever-present. And he's got, as we've already established, Tamaiti Williams nipping at his heels, among others. But Ethan de Groot is only 27. I thought that the New Zealand front row were going to kind of kick on. They're still a relatively young crop. So there's time to grow. And they will need to bridge that gap to the box in that greatest rivalry series next year. Let's get into the top 2 then. No change in the top. Oh no, sorry, top 3. There is a change at number 3 because Ellis Genge is in, and I would argue, and tell me if you think I'm mad for making this case. Ellis Genge might be the most improved player in World Rugby. The turnaround, scrummaging first and foremost. He's always been a bit of, well, his nickname's the Raging Bull. He's always been like that in open field. Like a real angry, violent ball carrier, but solid at scrum time. Leadership as well is coming in more and more. A kind of calm head, and it just selfishly as an Englishman, it feels so nice to be able to justify an English prop getting a number 3 spot. You may well disagree, and that's all the fun of the fair. That's part of this. It's just opinions. This is current and recent form, historic form, and a bit of gut feeling in there as well. And my gut feeling tells me Ellis Genge is number 3. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Right, number 2, Andrew Porter. I think he gets a bit of stick unfairly, actually, Andrew Porter. What a rugby player. He's got 75 caps to his name for Ireland. And what's amazing about Andrew Porter is he will play regularly. Like, he'll go so deep into games. In fact, during the Six Nations, which is a grueling competition, you go back to back to back against really, really fiercely contested, tough opponents. And Andrew Porter averaged, in the Six Nations 2025, he averaged 68 minutes per game, which is phenomenal and probably higher than any other prop in World Rugby. Well, certainly out of the big teams anyway. So Andrew Porter, ace. He stays at number 2, meaning no change at the top for Nche. An undisputed, undoubted, inevitable number 1, an absolute icon, one of the greatest rugby players on earth, let alone the best loosehead prop on earth. And he is keeping scrums alive, keeping scrums important. Scrum is life, scrum is rugby, scrum is the identity of the sport. It's the reason why it's a game for all shapes and sizes, despite the efforts of World Rugby to depower it. The Ox, Nche will not allow it. Make him World Player of the Year, or at the very least, give him the first ever nomination any props ever got, because this man deserves it. He is insanely good. The easiest, well, one of, I won't say the easiest, he is undoubtedly one of the obvious picks for the number 1 spot. When you think of all the positions 1 to 15, there are some that are real debates. This guy's so far clear of the next best. It's ridiculous. Nche number 1. There is the top 10 this time round. Remember, this isn't a list of who played best in the games we've most recently watched. Although it's not far off it, to be fair. This is trying to track things over time. Will Cyril Baille manage to stay in the top 10 list next time? Will Thomas Gallo get fit and be able to earn his way back into the rankings? Is Pierre Schoeman on the decline, or has he got a little bit of a resurgence? Jan-Hendrik Wessels, is he going to make it onto the top 10 next time? He's tracking that way. Gerhard Steenekamp, can he come back after his injury woes? Finn Baxter, Rory Sutherland, Danilo Fischetti, Nicky Smith. There are other contenders just outside the list, and I will do it again when the player power rankings return. However, the next video is going to be hooker. So I'll tell you what, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. In fact, even hit that notification bell. And then as soon as the new video pops up, I'll make sure you know, because I'm nice like that. I'll see you on the next one.